So yesterday, I watched my part 2 of whatever I put up yesterday morning. And I deleted it because I was like, God, if you didn't know me personally and you saw that, you'd be like, man, somebody sent the men in the white coats over. This person is very emotionally dysregulated, you know? And I'd have to say, yeah, she is, but self-awareness. They talk about are you aware of how your behavior affects other people? No, I'm not aware of it at all. Actually, I'm more aware than I ever used to be. But see, I think it would greatly benefit people like myself to be videotaped at different times and then review the tape. Now, it'd be really embarrassing to do that without their knowledge, of course, and then they're like, look at it and go, oh my God, I look like an idiot. But at the same time, if you were a really close friend or you really love this person and they really knew that you really loved me, you're like, no, I'm going to show you something and I'm going to delete it where there's no, files anywhere on this. I just wanted you to, because I think that you're not aware that when your volume goes up higher than I don't think we realize at times. I think my oldest daughter, she gets really loud sometimes, really loud. And not even when she's upset or anything. And I remember years ago her father calling me and going, I think Morgan's hard of hearing because she yells into the phone with her friends stuff that I know she doesn't want me to hear her saying, like cuss words and different things. And I'm like, and I said, I don't think that's it. I think maybe we get loud because we were never heard as children. And as we start to, maybe that's it. I'm grasping at straws here, folks. But I think I mentioned back in a video recently, a few weeks ago, that I heard myself. I saw that I was screaming at my daughter. I was changing her diaper, and she was screaming and crying. I'm like, stop it, stop! And I was making a recording, and I looked over, and I saw the lights indicating it was catching my voice. I was recording a video for a friend, but I forgot to pause it before I went to change Morgan's diaper. I had to make a cassette video for a friend, a stop smoking video. I was trying to put up Christian songs, and then I was preaching in between, or just speaking in between, because she was really trying to lay the cigarettes down. And I said, here I am trying to help my friend. Meanwhile, I'm freaking wrecking my daughter's psyche by screaming at her when she's 1 year old and she's, and I'm like, well, I listened to the tape. I backed it up after I got done changing her, and I was horrified at what I sounded like. So, at the risk of sounding like I'm being empathetic towards terrible people who are yelling and screaming, I'm not. I'm just saying, when we are responding and we're reactive because we've been abused so bad, and maybe we're doing this without realizing how crazy or dangerous we look, but we're not. We're just... My friend told me years ago, she says, Karen, you're so animated. I think that's why a lot of people don't take you seriously. But she said, but I know you're super intelligent, you're super this and that and the other thing. And I'm like, well, thanks. Thank you, Christine. Thank you, Christine. I'll say her name out loud. And I'm like, yeah, that's it. I'm real animated. And she was right to a point. I am emotionally dysregulated to the point where I do upset people and scare people. And I'm sorry for that. So I feel like a lot of that went on in my kids' lives. They experienced it with me and thought that I was aware of it. And that I was controlling. I was using it to control. I wasn't. I was just myself. It wasn't my tactic. It definitely wasn't a tactic. It was how I really felt. It's emotional bleeding all over the place without thought. That's not necessarily, manipulative. Well, is it manipulative when, something starts leaking? I mean, the thing's broken. It's got a hole. It's leaking. Your air conditioning. You're losing your refrigerant. It's not trying to manipulate you. It's just fucking broken. That's all it is. And, yep. Keep it in mind. Let's check ourselves. Because I'm yesterday I deleted that video. I'm like, God, if you didn't know me, my personal friends would be like, yeah. But I'm like, oh my God, people have probably seen this and are going, God, this bitch fucking cray. So I deleted it. All right, YouTube. I'll catch up with you later. Thanks for understanding, the entity of YouTube, which I know is our enemy. But you know what? We're playing on here, and we're getting some stuff done. What the enemy meant for evil, God meant for good. Can you can you say? Other than that, haha, let me turn my turn signal on. I got people behind me.